Basically, do you remember the Carvable Pumpkin? You probably don't, because when did it come out? Oh, 9 months ago? No, it's probably 8. You get the idea. It's been a long time since Halloween. And basically, we used to have 2 pumpkins from the Halloweens of the past, way back. They were never reintroduced. But last year, Facepunch decided, alright, we're going to introduce a new unique Halloween item that is the Carvable Pumpkin. Basically, a pumpkin which you can design any sort of face. Or, just any artwork with what you can on a pumpkin. Make sense? All good? Right. Problem is, though, it was very gimmicky for Halloween, of course, because it's a pumpkin. When this was released, this was selling in the Rust store for $7. Right now, on the market, they're selling for $1. So let me just show you. Here you go. This was the Halloween from last year. Well, one of. This is part 2. I mean, yeah, they still had the Carvable Pumpkin for 2 weeks. Yes, this was sold for $6.99, aka $7. It's down by 85%. Why am I talking about this? What is special about it? Well, you should realise by now, because I've mentioned it many other times. Oh, look, there's the other pumpkins I was talking about. With holiday events, a lot of items get reintroduced. Do you get what I'm on about now? Do you understand what I'm talking about? So whilst this is down by 85%, because of course it doesn't really have a reasonably good use for any other time other than Halloween, this is selling for $1, and in 3 months' time, about 3-4 months' time, it's going to be October again. And suddenly, everybody's going to want to have the pumpkins again, aren't they? Do you know what I'm talking about? When this gets reintroduced, do you know what price it's going to be sold for? Very high chance it's going to be sold for $6.99 again, $7 again. Do you remember what happened with the nest hat and the the nest hat and the bunny hat with Easter previously? We can go check on that real quickly if you want. It's a great example. Basically, before Easter happened in 2022, the nest hat and the bunny hat, they were selling for quite a fair bit less than what it was originally sold for in the Rust store. Easter rolls in. Wouldn't you know, the bunny and the nest hat are selling at a higher price in the Rust store compared to what it's selling on the Steam market for. And do you know what happened? People bought out the ones on the Steam market. They bought out the stock, the prices rose, and suddenly, those hats were selling for the same price as what they're selling for in the Rust store. Do you get what I'm implying now? Whilst this is currently selling for $1, I am pretty much near enough 100% sure we're going to see this being reintroduced. Will it be sold for $7? It could be. Maybe they might be a bit more lenient and sell it for about $4.99 or $3.99. It doesn't matter, because right now it's selling for just over $1. Barely over $1. As you can see, there's 183 of them in the market. Quite a lot of them available. And there's hardly any buy orders. Hardly any of them. Now, just to show you, I am, in fact, invested in them. I've bought many of them over, the months, as you can see right here. I've got quite a lot. But I knew this would happen. I knew this is too gimmicky for Halloween. It's not going to have any real place at any other time of the year. Therefore, I bought tons of them for around $1 or €1. That's the price I requested them at. And as you can see, I was very successful in that. Lo and behold, the cheapest price it got down to was $1. I mean, actually, it probably got cheaper. Let's just go find out. No, we are currently at the cheapest price. So let me reiterate. This was only introduced last year. It hasn't been reintroduced. Now, you're going to sit there and say, well, what happens if it's not reintroduced? That could actually be much better. Because we've had some of these items before not being reintroduced. For a good 3 years, the Skull Fire Pit was not reintroduced. For, 6 years, the Scarecrow hasn't been reintroduced. Go look at the price of the Scarecrow now. How much was it sold for in the Rust store for? $4.49. Hasn't been reintroduced ever since 2017. And as we can see, currently on the market, right now, when it loads, there you are. this is now a $20 item. So, regardless, either way it goes, if this is brought back for Halloween or if it isn't, it's going to go up in price. Regardless. It's too cheap to fail. At the moment, it's too cheap to fail if you bought into them and waited it out. This happened with Easter very recently, and now I'm going to quickly go prove that to you. So, just going to go grab this real quickly and go to, what was it? April 2022, Easter. Do you remember that we had the nest hat and the bunny hat reintroduced? They're down in price now. That's understandable. That's fine. But they were selling for a very high price. And you can see the price spike as we look at the history. So yes, right now this is selling for about $2. Yep, just about $2. But if we go back to April time, because currently we're in June, do you see that? Do you see that right here? That spike in price. So, before Easter, let's say, here we are, February, this is selling for about $2.50, and then it starts to go up in price as we get close to Easter, and then it's reintroduced, and it's sold at a higher price, and now it's selling for $5 to $6. I had quite a lot of them, and I sold a lot of them, and I was very happy about that. Do you see what is very likely going to happen with the Carvable Pumpkin? Do you see the opportunity that's likely going to happen? Someone's just gone and bought a bunch. Oh look, Eku. Now, remember, it's not specifically the date for Halloween. It's not October 31st. It's October. Throughout all of October, this price will go up. In the anticipation to Halloween, this will go up in price. This is a perfectly safe, reasonable thing to buy into. If you've got a spare $10, go buy 10 of them. Sit it to the side, wait it out, look what happens. You may have noticed that on this account, I've actually got batches of Rust Halloween stuff over here. There you go. I bought them all for cheap. These items that you see here, these were reintroduced last year. And when they went down in price because they were reintroduced, they beforehand were at a higher price. So let's just show you the skull spikes, for instance. See, it goes both ways is what I'm implying. This was selling at a higher price than what it sold in a Rust store for, but then it was reintroduced and went down in price. Went down to the price it was sold for in the Rust store. But what we're anticipating with the pumpkin is that because this was sold for $7, fingers crossed, when it's Halloween again, they're selling these in the Rust store again for $7. And what's going to happen then? This isn't going to be worth $1 in the Steam market anymore. Nope, it will go up in price. How high will it go? It will go higher than $1. I know that. I know that for sure. So, I've got 136 of these. How many are you going to buy? How much money do you have available? Have I got the message across? Does it make sense to you? We are currently only in the beginning of June. We've still got June, July, August, September. That's quite some time to go, isn't it? True, but as we get closer to Halloween, the price should steadily keep increasing in price because people are going to be anticipating that this is going to go up in price. Knowledgeable people know how this usually works, and as I said, we are aware that things usually get reintroduced, and we know how this usually works. Let me go down to here. So yeah, I can sit here and say, Mummy Wraps has been reintroduced, Skull Trophy, Skull Spikes, Skull Door Knocker was, Large Candle Set, Cursed Cauldron, Spooky Speaker, Fogger, Strobe Light. These are all candidates that usually get reintroduced. Fire Pit wasn't reintroduced for a few years, and then it was. Cursed Cauldron, I think that's been reintroduced every single year. I can't remember if it skipped a year. And Surgeon Shrubs, I believe that was reintroduced for 1 year, and then it was never brought back. That's why it's worth $23 at the moment. So yeah, either way, if it's reintroduced or not, that Carvable Pumpkin will go up in price. So, they're still only $1 a piece. What are you going to do?